How to debug Debian server boot failures. Imagine trying to start your server and nothing happens, just a blank screen or error messages. It can be frustrating, but don't worry. Fixing boot failures on a Debian server is doable with some simple steps. First, understand how Debian boots. It starts with the BIOS or UEFI firmware that checks hardware and finds the bootloader. The bootloader, called Grand Unified Bootloader, loads the Linux kernel. The kernel then initializes hardware and mounts the root file system. Finally, system takes over to start all the services needed for your server to run smoothly. If anything goes wrong at any of these stages, the server might not start properly. When your server fails to boot, the first thing to do is watch the screen carefully. Look for any error messages that appear during startup. These messages can give clues about what went wrong. If the messages scroll too fast, you can reboot and press the Shift key or Escape key to see the grub menu. From there, you can select recovery mode or edit boot options. Next, check the logs. Use the command dmesg to see kernel messages, which often show hardware or driver issues. You can also run journalctl xb to see logs from the last boot, which can reveal service failures or errors. The file log boot log also records detailed boot messages. These logs are essential for pinpointing what caused the failure. If the problem seems to be with the bootloader, make sure grub is working correctly. Check your BIOS or UEFI settings to ensure the correct boot device is prioritized. If needed, boot from a Debian Live USB stick. From there, you can mount your root partition and run commands like grub-install and update-grub to repair or reinstall grub. This often fixes bootloader issues. Sometimes, file system problems prevent booting. Running a file system check with fsck from a live environment can fix errors. Also, kernel issues like missing modules or incompatible versions can cause failures. Updating or reinstalling the kernel might be necessary, which you can do from a rescue environment. You should also verify system services. Use systemctl to check the status of critical services that start during boot. If any are failing, you can disable or troubleshoot them. This can prevent the server from hanging during startup. For servers with UEFI firmware, check the FI partition with tools like efibootmgr. Sometimes, boot entries get corrupted or lost. Ensuring the FI boot entries are correct and that secure boot is disabled or properly configured can resolve boot issues. Remember, Debian uses systemd as its init system, which manages service startup. This is different from other Linux distributions that might use different init systems. Knowing how systemd works helps in troubleshooting service-related boot failures. By following these steps, checking logs, repairing grub, verifying file systems, updating kernels, and inspecting services, you can identify and fix most Debian server boot failures. This process keeps your server reliable and ready to serve your needs.